everybody, I'm Jennifer Seeger and welcome back to my channel in day 21 of Vlogmas. Today's video is another fireside chat. I've got my hot chocolate with me and my cozy comfy pajamas. I've got a fire going behind me, which feels amazing because it is like 17 degrees here in Minnesota and it feels really good to be inside and cozy. We've just had a relaxing evening at home and it got me in the mindset of just activities that we do during Christmas. And I was actually thinking about these books that I used to get. I used to travel to New York quite a bit before I met Nate. I just love going to New York and was on kind of an every other year rotation there for a while. Anyway, I used to pick up these books called Free and Dirt Cheap New York. And I started thinking about it and I thought, I kind of want to talk through a free and dirt cheap Christmas idea. So that is the theme for tonight's video. I just have some notes on some things that we do and wanted to hopefully give you some ideas on some free fun activities that you can do with the whole family around Christmas time. So before we dive into that, please don't forget to click like and subscribe below and let's get started. Cheers. So the first one should be pretty obvious if you've been following my channel. Last night we had a fun, free kind of dirt cheap activity where we drove around and looked at Christmas lights. So we just got some hot chocolate to go and kind of mapped out a route and drove around and looked at lights. And that is just one of my all-time favorite things to do. I think during the pandemic when so much was closed, we did it like 3 or 4 times. So it's definitely, there's a lot out there in our area anyway. Hopefully in your area as well. I think this is a really fun activity. We end up finding a lot of houses where we can tune the radio and the lights are timed with it, or we just have Christmas carols playing in the car, Christmas music on the radio, and it just gives me all the Christmas feels. I love it so much. But one thing you can do to, if you have kids especially, or to keep people that might not be so enamored just looking at lights engaged, is to do a scavenger hunt. So you could print off just a little list and it wouldn't cost you a dime to think up things like a house with all red lights, or, you know, find the Grinch or some carolers or Mrs. Claus, or, you know, lights timed to music, whatever it is. Just have a list of different ideas and things for a scavenger hunt, and the first person to check it off might get a prize or just bragging rights, you know, that they were able to find anything. So I think that is first and foremost my favorite thing about Christmas, one of the activities we do, and it's absolutely free or dirt cheap. It's just the cost of the gas and the hot chocolate. Another fun activity to do at home during the holidays is a movie theme night for Christmas. Now, obviously, if you've been following the channel, you know this is another one that we've done a lot of. So far, just this year, we've done our Home Alone night where we do our cheese pizza, just like Kevin McAllister, Pepsi, although we discovered this year that in Home Alone 2, Coke is actually the sponsor and he's drinking Coke, so you could mix it up, Coke or Pepsi. But we do the cheese pizza and we do the ice cream sundaes, and that has been super fun. This year, we did Elf and have a spaghetti night. We tried maple syrup on the spaghetti. We did a Grinch, or How the Grinch Stole Christmas mocktail movie night. That was super. Oh, that was like the best mocktail ever. So I'll link that video if you missed it, that played, or both of those videos that played on my channel. But there are certainly more things that you could do. It doesn't need to be a theme necessarily. You could bring out the popcorn and, you know, turn off all the lights. We call that movie theater style. We make sure we turn off all the lights and just have popcorn and focus on the movie. And it's really fun instead of just having the movie play in the background. You could try different themes and things too, like the Family Stone. That's not really a family movie, but, you know, they make strata. And I actually found a recipe for that I will link below. You could do Chinese food, order in Chinese food and watch A Christmas Story. Or if you're really daring, watch White Christmas and try some liverwurst sandwiches and buttermilk. I don't think I'll be doing that, but you get the idea. There's lots of different theme things, or just make it a movie night. You can rent movies. A lot of them are free. Or if you're like us, we still own a lot of the DVDs, which I don't know, I'm hanging on to the DVDs, but we still have a lot of Christmas movies on DVD. Another somewhat obvious thing that you can do at home is have a baking day or a baking night. You might have a favorite family recipe, or maybe you just want to scour the internet or Pinterest and find something new to try. I have so many cookie recipes pinned to my dessert board on Pinterest that I want to be trying. And I try to do a lot of tried and true favorites every year, but also try something new, a new recipe or something like that. It could be fun. Also spending time in the kitchen baking, sort of, not really, is making gingerbread houses. And we did that also this year. We bought the gingerbread houses, so it was a bit of an investment, but the ingredients are pennies. It just takes a little bit of time to roll out the dough and cut out shapes to build your own gingerbread house. And that's typically what we do. So a couple of ideas in baking and just having fun with food. I don't know if you call gingerbread house baking, but something along those lines. Another fun idea that we do quite a bit are game nights. So there are a lot of Christmas themed games, but it doesn't need to be Christmas themed. I know we have a couple that we like playing, versions of Monopoly that we've gotten over the years. We have Twin Cities-opoly and Farm-opoly. Those are favorites of ours. I gave Nate a book on different card games and we've tried a few. So just having a game night, you can invite friends over, divide your family up maybe into teams and get competitive, or just have that time together and play. A game night is always a fun and free event. Also, puzzles. I love puzzles. It's like a verb in our household. Oh, she's puzzling. I will get a table. I usually have a separate table set aside so it doesn't interrupt our dining plans, but try to put together a Christmas puzzle. Or I love puzzles of Times Square, actually. I'm obsessed. I think I've done all that are on the market, but I really enjoy doing puzzles, and I think that's another fun, cozy activity around the holidays, or honestly, my puzzling time. I love saying that. Puzzling time is usually between Christmas and New Year's. So it's just a fun activity, and it's so nice when you can be in the house warm and cozy, having a Christmas snack, some hot chocolate, and putting together a puzzle. Nothing better, in my opinion. So one thing that we do, which is crazy because we are in Minnesota and it can be pretty brutally cold, but we have bonfires actually all year round. We'll have bonfires in the summer. We have a lot of them in the fall, but we also enjoy them throughout the winter. And we do fun things like make up different s'more recipes. So we've been experimenting recently with chocolate graham crackers and peppermint bark and marshmallow. That was really good, but can't be beat with dark raspberry filled Ghirardelli chocolates and a s'more and a chocolate graham cracker. It's like heaven on earth amazing. So we have fun experimenting with those recipes and just hanging out. And even though it's cold outside, we have the cozy fire, and it's just a really fun, relaxing evening that doesn't cost us a dime. We've tried to do, well, I should say, we aspire to someday have an outdoor movie projector so we can add watching a movie and sitting around the bonfire. We don't have one yet, but we got the idea from a festival near us called Holidazzle, where they do outdoor bonfires and then they have hay bales to sit out on and they do an outdoor movie. And you need to bundle up, but there's something just kind of fun and novel about being outside and having something projected on a big screen. So again, in our future, we aspire to bring that to home. It wouldn't be cheap because those projectors are like $100, but we tried it a few years ago by just watching the iPad, and honestly, it got too cold for the iPad, so the idea died out early. But it's really kind of just, like I said, a fun thing, and we go to a festival. It's where we got the idea, which leads me to another fun, dirt cheap thing, are the festivals in your area. And we realize that we are very blessed where we are, and we have quite a few of them. Holidazzle is a big one that I mentioned. They're not back at full strength post-COVID. They did an online version, which didn't really take off in 2020. In 2021, they are doing a modified version, but the regular version, which we desperately hope they go back to, they have different craft vendors and food vendors. They have the bonfires around lit that I mentioned. You can go meet Santa. You can go ice skating. They have fireworks nights. I mean, it's just a really magical time, and they decorate all of the trees in a park with colored lights, and it's just gorgeous. And again, all the Christmas vibes, all the Christmas feels. I hope that it'll be back someday, but we skipped it this year because it was going to be one weekend instead of every weekend between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we just thought, oh, that's going to be too many people. So we didn't go. But it is just one of the many festivals. I know I've shared some on my channel. We went to the Northern, I keep wanting to say the Northern Experience, because sidebar, in my opinion, that's what it should be called, because the Northern Express to me makes me think it's a train. But it's called the Northern Express, and that was, I would say, not free, maybe dirt cheap. It was $20 a person to get in. So that is one you have to pay for. But there are a lot of different towns and things that are decorated for the holidays. We were just in Stillwater last night, and they do just a lot of different lights and light shows that are free to walk around, and their lift bridge has all the lights on it. And so it just gives you, again, all the magic, the Christmas vibes, the Christmas feels. So check out your area and see what different festivals and things are going on. Other things that you can do that are free and or dirt cheap, but free in this case, for the most part, is go ice skating. We have, I mean, we're the land of 10,000 lakes in Minnesota, so we have a lot of different ponds and things, but we also have, in the city we live in, a lot of different ice rinks, and we bought a house that's on a park, and this park actually has a whole ice skating rink, and so we'll see. If we haven't gotten time to go yet before Christmas, but what a fun thing to do in the winter, and go try to ice skate. If you don't own the ice skates, of course, buying or renting is an investment, but if you own the ice skates, that's a free thing to do. Also, building a snowman, which is something we haven't done, like Nate and I, since we got married. And we were just talking about it the other day when we got 14 inches of snow, and then the snow wasn't conducive to making snowmen. So if you don't live in an area that experiences snowfall, you might not know this, that not all snow easily builds a snowman. Like, you can usually make it happen, but you kind of got to heat up the snow to get it a little wet. And we had this really dry, light, fluffy snow. You need a heavier, wet snow when you want to build a snowman. So we haven't had that yet this year, but I'm hoping that we do sometime this winter, because I think it'd be fun just to feel like a kid again and get out and build a snowman, or maybe a fort or an igloo or just something, and get out and play in the snow. We have the snow gear. We haven't gotten out and done it, but now we had been living in a townhouse and now we have a yard, so no excuses that we can't get out and have some fun. And then the very last thing is just have a caroling night, either going around, I mean, depending on your comfort level. I have to admit, I personally would not feel comfortable going around and knocking on people's doors and singing. I don't have the voice for it in the first place, so I don't think they would welcome that at all. But just having a night where we sing carols at home. We haven't done like an official caroling night, but we've had some impromptu ones, because the devotional that we do with our Advent calendar, which I guess is another free thing that we do at home, is just read the story of Jesus' birth throughout the year and just prepare our hearts. We do the devotionals, and some of those do ask us to sing a song. And Nate and I have done it, and we're like, oh, that's kind of fun. So just sitting around, I have this songbook actually. So if we wanted to sit down and just kind of sing a cappella, I think it'd be really fun. Singing Christmas carols is probably one of the best things about Christmas, especially the religious Christmas carols. I love them so much. We had them played in church a few weeks ago, and I was just bawling because it was so beautiful. I love the songs so much. So having a caroling night at home, if I could talk Nate into it, I think would be super fun. So those are just a few of my ideas of some free dirt cheap things you can do. I feel like a lot of times we're always jetting here or there or going shopping and doing this, but we actually do quite a bit at home, and some things we haven't shown on the channel, but definitely, hopefully, we'll be doing this winter. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to click like and subscribe below. Thank you so much for watching day 21 of Vlogmas, and I'll see you tomorrow.